Hi, it's Mitz from My Life Mitz. Thank you very much for being here today. I wanted to catch up in my traveler's notebook, and I have been journaling about my group of friends and I have been touring around Tokyo area because of the travel restrictions. We haven't really been able to travel around the world, and not that I really could. It costs a lot of money to travel, but we thought it would be a fun idea to travel around the world via restaurants, and so that's why we've decided to meet up once a month and try out different restaurants from around the world. And I've been documenting that in the traveler's notebook. We decided to go for the accordion fold. I think Yulia has, she uses a passport size, but everybody else, I will leave everybody's information down below, but Yulia has the passport size. Myself, Esther, Mirai Cat, Ayako from Cute Things from Japan, we all have the regular size. And if you're not sure of what this looks like, it's pretty much an accordion. Oh, this one doesn't open because I have it passed through here. Let me open this up for you so that you can take a better look. So yeah, it's pretty much an accordion, and we're not, there's no like format, or like you haven't decided one page per restaurant or anything like that. It's all up to yourself. And yeah, I don't think I'm very behind. I was only able to document our first meetup at the Spanish restaurant, which was delicious. It was so good. And thankfully, it was within walking distance to the Traveler's Factory store in Nakameguro. So that's why we made like a double trip. And you can see it. Actually, let me do a close-up. I have the picture of the girls in the back here. That's the restaurant name. And just tipped in some bits and pieces from Happy Mail. This one is from Mirai Cat. And yeah, so the journaling part, as you can see, is not finished. This one I stamped at the Traveler's Factory, and so I decided to tip that in there. But yeah, so the accordion booklet is, I think, I'm not sure how many pages that it has. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so well, 7. And then you can of course flip it to the other side, and the other side is totally blank. But I'm very, very delayed, and I still have all this. And I thought I would turn on the camera and we would just quickly, I'm going to try and quickly stick some things down. So this is the Spanish restaurant. February, I was going to say June, but February was Valentine's, and so we decided, and we couldn't meet up in February. It was difficult, but we decided to send each other little chocolate gifts, and oh, it was so nice, so nice. And oh, Yulia made this beautiful little card. It says Food Travelers 2022, 12 months, 12 countries. It's so cute. Now that I think of it, I don't think we went to Italy yet for Italian food. Oh, look at this. I'm just seeing this now. But yeah, so this is part of that. So I combined the February Valentine's Day chocolate kind of things. And then this one is also from the next month, which we went for Chinese food and like dim sum type of, oh, I guess it's more Chinese food. I think it was Taiwanese. So that I might stick. You can see here there's the Taiwan washi tape, but yeah, and some chocolate packets. And these ones are from Yulia, and they were so good. I think her mom sent her some chocolates. And then yeah, so we went to eat Greek food, so there's Greece. There's also the girls went to like a Taiwan festival, then I couldn't attend that one. They sent me a cute little mask with some fun images there. So yes, Greece with the Greek food, and so I've been keeping it all in here. And then we went to a coffee shop after that. And so let's just get right into it. It's gonna be maybe some parts chatty, some parts I might speed through. I took out my stamp set, but I don't think I'm going to use it. I was going to stamp out the month and the day we met up and stuff. I think I'm going to, if I decide to stamp out the days, I think I'm going to do that off camera, because I think it's going to take way too long to figure out which day I went. And I took out some markers and pens and things, just in case if I wanted to add some color. But yeah, I haven't really decided. This one is from, it's recently from the Ueno Asakusa area, and yeah, I got a stamp there. That's October the 6th, and in the Japanese year it's not 2022, it's under the Reiwa Yonen. It's 4th year of Reiwa, and so I stamped that there, so it's not going to be really corresponding to the days, but that's okay, I think. Yeah. So let's just sit down and journal a bit, maybe, if that's okay. It buckles a bit here because I have lots of tip-ins and things, so I don't want to smash it too much. So I'm just gonna lightly clip that down. So I think Greece was next, or like the Greek food. Then we went to a coffee shop after, so I have that there. Printed out some. This one is such a pretty business card. The Greek food was delicious as well. It was very yummy. Got the cards here, and so let's start off with that. Next, I think, is the Taiwan fair that I was not able to attend, but I received some beautiful stamped images and cards from friends. Tracy and Jillian, I think these are from them, and I think Esther too, she sent me some as well, or maybe this was through Esther. And then we went to Kawagoe, which was in Saitama, and that's gonna have to be another video. It's like very delicious sweet potato restaurant, and we used like a one-day bus pass, which was really nice. And I got one of these postcards, and at certain post offices they have these special stamps that will cancel the stamp for you. It's so pretty. I don't know if you can see the detail of that stamp, but that's a Kawagoe area in Saitama, Japan. Yeah, that's gonna have to be a separate video, or I might have to do it off camera, because I think I'm just gonna concentrate on Greece for today. And then we went to Korean food. So I'm looking at all this. There's Korean food, there's Hawaii, and oh yes, we went to this one after that. But yes, so lots of fun stuff. Let's concentrate on this and getting the images down here. I went for the, I'm going to butcher the name. I'll leave the name on the screen or down below, because it starts with an M. And delicious Greek, the cheeses as well, and the dip was amazing. When I was back home in Canada, there was a Greek restaurant that I used to visit often, or sorry, it's not really a restaurant, it's more like a food court. Greek food from the food court was so good. Funny enough though, I mean, from time to time I even check if it's still there, because I think about going back to visit, and I always wonder if it's still there, if I can get my Greek fix. I loved their potatoes. It was just everything about the meal is, I really miss my Greek food. But yes, I was able to kind of get my fix at this restaurant. And so this is their card. I think I'm going to tip this one in, like from above maybe. I might slightly cut the top because it's actually it should be okay. It might stick out a little bit, but that's okay. So I'm going to tip that in at the top. Then after I don't know, did we end up going to, maybe we did end up going to Traveler's Factory after Greek food, because it was it was the release of their 10th anniversary, like the release where they had the hotel, the airport, the records. So we did end up going there after. We did have some coffee, but I don't have any photos, so I will have to print that out later. But I remember taking out the rub-on for the coffee because we did visit the coffee shop afterwards. Have you been doing any travel lately? I'm curious to know. So Japan was quite strict with their flying and flights and opening up. There was a time in the beginning where it was difficult for me as a resident of Japan to come back with all these different tests and things and PCRs, and you have to take a PCR test for everybody, and that would cost hundreds of dollars. So we haven't gone back to Canada for several years now. So anyways, we as a group of us, we decided let's just travel through restaurants and try out different yummy foods since we can't travel around the world. So Abbey sent me some lovely cute little Happy Mail bits, and so I think I'm going to use some of these. I was looking through the papers and I think this is German, and then it came to it made me think, oh, maybe we should try to find like a German restaurant for some German food. That would be a lot of fun, I think. So I'm going to stick, sorry, I think the clicking sound might get picked up in the video. I don't know if that's going to be quite annoying. I'm going to remove the clip for now. And yeah, sometimes I feel kind of overwhelmed. Like I have the pictures and I have like the stickers and I don't know where to begin, and I'm not going to overthink it. I'm just going to start sticking things down, and eventually it'll work out and it'll be okay. And if it's not okay, there's nothing. Oh, I don't think I have enough in here. If you think so, sometimes I'm just showing you an example of my travel journal. Like I'll have the photos printed out and ready to go, and I have the little fun, papers and bits, and I just don't know where to begin. But then it just piles up if I don't begin, right? It just continues. And then I just told myself, just rip pieces of paper, stick things down. If you don't like the layout, you can always remove it later or cover it up with a sheet. You can reprint the photos on your home printer. Nothing is set in stone. This journal is for yourself. So if you want your memories just in a box and that's okay with you, then that's okay with you. For me, I want my pictures in a notebook, and I want my writing and I want my memories written down on paper beside the photos. And so I don't know why I feel like this pressure to have like a really nice spread when this is for me. If I'm not happy with the spread, no one is pressuring me to show it on social media. I don't know, I just feel like sometimes I'm stuck, and the need to have like a pretty spread, sometimes I feel like I get stuck, and I have to remind myself it's not for anybody else but myself and my family. I want my pictures not stored up or in a folder or anything like that. They're all printed and ready to go, so I should just stick them in the notebook and start writing away. But yeah, so I hope you don't I don't know, it's nice to have. I've kind of scaled back a lot on Instagram because I feel like there's, I don't know, I mean in the past I would post things up on Instagram and show my spreads, but I feel this time yeah, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. I'm curious to hear your thoughts in terms of that. Like, do you feel the pressure to have to have a pretty spread all the time? What do you do when you feel that block? Like you have all your journal ephemera ready to go. And in this instance, I have it all kept in this folder and it's all ready to go. Like what's the block? I think for me, the block is like, oh, I have to have a pretty spread. It has to be, Instagrammable, or I don't know what it is, but I'm just gonna stick things down. This one, I'm not sure about this because we did go to the cafe, but this flower card is from something else. I picked it up because it's such a pretty like watercolor swatch that looks like a flower. So this was the main dish, so I'm gonna stick that down. Oh, I want us to staple one of these tabs because I made all these tabs, and I don't know if you know, you've been following me for a while, you know that the tab punch broke. I've contacted them, and unfortunately because they don't have like a distributor here in Japan, I can't obtain a replacement. And yeah, I've decided not to purchase another one for now. Yeah, I have enough tabs here to last me for quite some time. So I want to use this as I want to write here main dish, or maybe I'll stamp it out later. I'm gonna, oops, wrong way. I just want to staple the tab here. And if you don't have staples, you can definitely use some glue or some washi tape. And so I'm going to washi tape that down here. Let's add some fun tape to the top. I'm curious to know, what's some of your favorite dishes? Oh, we have to try, like, we tried Spanish, but I think we should try and find like a Mexican place. I remember going to a Mexican place with Esther once. It was so good, and even she was saying it's so yummy. But the thing is, it's quite small, so I don't know how. We would have to definitely make a reservation in advance to fit all of us in there. I think I want to try Mexican. The German food kind of reminded me of that with this paper here. Actually, let's use some of this paper. Yeah, what are some of your favorite places? Oh, I gotta put this in my hobonichi. My hobonichis are standing up right here. I went to the pen show, and that's gonna have to be another video. I was very overwhelmed. I mean, I don't know why, because it was not that crowded, but yeah, I'll have to maybe do that in another video. Oh, yes. Is it this day? I'm not sure, but let's put it somewhere. Okay, back to this. What was that? Where was I? I'm trying to grab another type of washi tape. Let me get my washi tape cards here on the side. What are some of your favorite cuisines? I think I'm going to mention in the group that we should try finding a Mexican place, German food. I don't even know if there's. Oh, there's got to be some German restaurants as well. So I just, if you're new to journaling, I just applied some washi tape to the edge so that I can tip this in to my journal, meaning I'm adding it to my journal, but I'm also maintaining this space for writing, or for more. You can do more tip-ins. You can do tip-ins and more tip-ins, and as many as you want. Just please keep in mind that it's going to get quite bulky, but I'm not really concerned about it at all, because this is a very thin accordion notebook. But I think I'm going to do that and just journal about it there. And then these ones I'm going to stick in like that. I miss delicious Indian food, South Indian food, and like a lot of the places that I've been to kind of concentrate on North India and more like the creamy curries and like the rich ones. But I really want to find a place with more like South Indian. I know that there's a bigger community in the, I think it's, what it's called, Nishikasai or Kasai area. I think there's a bigger community there, so we might end up trying that area one time. Oh, actually, never mind. I think one of the girls isn't fond of Indian food, so we might try something different. Maybe like Thailand. The most recent one was Vietnamese. Oh, it was so good. And we had a nice view of the river there as well. We had the Vietnamese subs, and it reminded me of back home. There was it was one of those really small strip malls, not like a big huge shopping center, but just a strip. Oh, I don't even remember the name of it. But yeah, the Vietnamese subs were only $5 and they were so good. I remember going there often as a student. And then we went to Traveler's Factory. I think I want to keep this here as well. Maybe I'll kind of glue that to the back. Yeah, while we were at the Greek food, I saw many people coming in for lunch, but unfortunately they didn't have any reservations, and so they were quite booked. When I went to Tokyo Tower, because this place is close to Tokyo Tower, I went to Tokyo Tower with my family just for other reasons, just to see the koinobori, like the fish. Koinobori fish, and we're like, oh yeah, let's try the Greek place, but it was totally booked. You had to make reservations, so I imagine they're very popular. And I feel like something is missing, so I'm just going to add some washi tape again. There's got to be other cuisines available. I miss things like fish and chips, and I haven't had any fish and chips since years, over 5 years, definitely over 5 years. I haven't had any fish and chips in Japan, and I don't even know if it would be any good, to be honest. I'm thinking, oh yeah, there was a fish and chips place close to home. I wonder if it's still there. It makes me wonder. It's been so long. So this one I'm going to stick in. I'm still debating about the flower, because although it's very pretty, I might just keep it in my other journal, just like I might just keep it in like more of like the gratitude journal, where I just stick things in. This is kind of off topic, but my son sees me creating the lettering in my hobonichi, and he showed me that he made this thank you. It's so cute. So I had to put that in there. I don't know if you recognize like the writing. Let's see. Of course I can't find it when I'm looking for it. Yeah, just like my messy headings. He always sees me do these types of headings, and so he did the same thing with thank you. So cute, right? Or I'm just saying that for myself, but so I think I'm going to stick that one in there. Then this I will keep in there. I'm going to use some of this craft tape. It's nice and quiet today. Let's stick that down. Yeah, I think I need to find or locate the photo of us at the cafe. Or did we? And yeah, we did go to the cafe after. I remember we were talking about TSL and stuff, so I'm pretty sure there's some photos, so I will keep this rub-on there, and then I'll keep writing. Oh, you know what I should also use? I took these ones out. I took these ones out too. I could probably, let's do that. Okay, so this is from this year, or for 2023. It was released this year from Traveler's Company for next year, and it's coffee theme, and it's perfect because I enjoy coffee very, very much. So I think I'm just going to use this one that says Traveler's Cafe, because we did end up going to Traveler's Factory and getting some coffee there, and then we had a bit of journaling time upstairs. I don't know if I showed you the insides of the set, but it comes with the rub-on letters, which I have here as well. Like I don't even remember which year this is from, but yeah, you can see this is from 2020, so that means it's from 2019. And so it has the rub-ons, the fun pockets that you can use. If you're not sure what that means, this is in a sense it's like a sticker, or it's a pocket, but so this side, the three edges here have adhesive, so you can stick that down, and then the top part here, this is going to be hard to show you, the top part here is open, so it's like a pocket, so you can stick in very thin items like receipts or maybe tickets. I don't imagine it being, I mean, I guess if you close it off with washi tape, you can really stick things inside, but it might rip on the edge because this plastic is not very thin. It's very, very, sorry, the plastic is thin. It's not very thick, but it's a cute, really, really cute idea. Oh, that is so, oh, it's so cute. The little drawings there. Oh, I think I'm going to use some of these for sure. And then it also has these icon stickers for your scheduling, and then the tabs for the month. It has 2 large sizes, and then it has a small size, which is also great for the passport size if you want to use. And then it has these stickers. Oh, I think I want to get another set because I think I'm going to use this up. Oh, and then this one too. These are like transparent dots that you can use for your schedule. So let's stick this one in here. Some of them are gold foiled. This one it has nothing. It's just a simple sticker, but yeah, it looks like some of them, oh, all of them have some gold foiling except for this one here. Oh, look at that one. I think I just thought of an idea. We should try like a kisaten too. Kisaten is like a little cute little coffee shop, like an old school coffee shop that has these like sandwiches and desserts and melon soda, pudding, coffee floats and things like that. They have simple meals like sandwiches and pancakes. I think that would be a fun idea to visit a kisaten. We were also thinking about renting a place, like an office space, so that we can freely bring our food and just have a journal session, because some of the restaurants we go to, we feel bad like staying there for long periods of time. Of course, we are paying patrons and we buy our food and lunch and things, but sometimes we want to sit down and just take out our journaling as well, and so we might end up doing that. So yeah, so that's that for, oh, I think this is really cute. So I think that's pretty much it for Greece, or for our Greek food. Oh yeah, I was going to tip in the little card. I think I'm going to just tip this in up at the top with some washi tape, and I don't want to cover his face up. Let's do it this way, And this washi tape says coffee break. I just looked at the time and it's pretty much close to 30 minutes. I didn't expect that at all. I was thinking maybe like a 15-minute video, so I'm sorry for the longer videos. Yeah, I just wanted to really quickly get on here and catch up in my food travel journal. No, traveling food journal. I don't know what is it. What do we call it? Food travelers. Food travelers journal. Yeah, and then like I said, this is on a different day, but I will most likely stamp out the days, journal a little bit about the food, which was delicious. I really like the dips and things. This is the last page of the accordion. So if I wanted to, I can kind of bend it, but it's quite stuck on the edge there. I think I'm just going to leave it as is and then start the other side. I might keep this as a title page, so I might start with this page and move on to journaling about, let's see what's next. I think maybe it's the Taiwan, or maybe it's Saitama. I think it's Saitama and Kawagoe must be the next one. So that's when we went to visit like the sweet potato restaurant. Oh, it was delicious. It was very, very good. Here's a quick look at the menu. But very, very pleased with the healthy menu there. All right, I hope you had fun journaling along with me in this Food Traveler's Journal. I hope to see you soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.